Hi, this is Luke Zip from Crocker Farm Auction. I want to introduce you to my friend right here, this massive Stoneware face water cooler that we will be including in our July 20th, 2019 Stoneware and Redware auction. So this will be our 15th anniversary auction. We've handled a lot of great Stoneware and Redware over the years. And this is definitely one of my favorite pieces to just live with in our gallery until the auction. It is, like I said, a massive Stoneware face decorated water cooler. And really, it was made to be a fun, charming piece to command attention, to gain interest, and it serves that purpose just to a T these days. So Stoneware face vessels, there's so much scholarship going on with Stoneware face vessels these days. In fact, great exhibition just opened up with a book coming out with it at the Fenimore Art Gallery in Cooperstown, New York, on face vessels. And there's also been great exhibitions and work on Edgefield, South Carolina face vessels as well. What's very interesting is, even though the tradition began generations earlier, during this period of 1850s, 60s, into the 70s, face vessels were kind of a charming representation of when potters wanted to bring personality, bring a special piece that would command attention. You saw, or a piece for gifts, for instance, potters in different areas, but really, if you think where the most face vessels were made, Edgefield District, South Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Reming Pottery, and then also in Ohio, there's this whole school of face vessels. And really, this is, without a doubt, by far, head and shoulders, the best Ohio face vessel in existence. It's a piece that I have known about since I was a senior in high school. It showed up on the Antiques Roadshow, and it was a very memorable episode of the Antiques Roadshow where a woman had purchased it at a Shriner's estate sale, or they were trying to raise money, purchased this and a bee stinger crock for $50. And the appraiser at the time gave her a value, I think, of, which was very conservative, and ended up selling for a couple times that amount in 1998, but I think a value of $30,000 to $40,000. And I was telling somebody I ran into in the antiques business about the piece, and they don't even know Stoneware, but they're like, oh, was that the piece that at the end she just went, yes? And it is. It's like this very iconic moment on the Antiques Roadshow. Anyway, it was sold shortly after that at auction and remained in the same private collection since then. And we pride ourselves on knowing where the great examples of American stoneware are. We didn't know where this piece was until the consignor contacted us. And it was just a thrill. It was a piece we always wondered about because it is just so perfect in its execution, in its conception and execution. It's, as far as we know, the largest American stoneware face vessel in existence. It stands about 25 inches tall. And in addition to applying this awesome face with both coleslaw, just profuse coleslaw, goatee details, and eyebrow details, this large nose, eyes, ears, it's then washed in this Albany slip, and to connote the race of the individual. But then what's really cool is there's cobalt eyes, which just pop on this piece and kind of almost have this piercing look. But it's a very fun, charming piece because in addition to the face, then we have these beautiful lizard handles on either side, just large, both functional and beautiful, which great examples of stoneware have. Then these scaled tails at the end, and then at the bottom, a turtle spigot hole, again an Albany slip, and then with these cobalt flowers. It's just this beautiful, just gravitational piece, a piece that you both want to touch, be near, and look at and study. I remember seeing it on the Antiques Roadshow and then in pictures in years past, and it really does do everything it was created to do. But what's so cool is, in addition to its presence as a piece of American stoneware. We didn't know, and I think when it was sold at another auction in 1998, they didn't see that there's a signature on the side. It's for William Wilbur. And what's really cool is we did research and found William Wilbur. He was a potter who grew up, he was born in 1841, and he grew up in Zanesville, Ohio. He was a third generation potter. He fought in the Civil War, and then shortly after the Civil War, by 1870, he was in Ironton, Ohio, right along the Ohio River. And so you can see that there are other examples by this hand known, unsigned, with a similar handle. And it's just awesome for scholarship, because right at a time when so much research is being exerted on American face vessels, to see a signed example, it really helps then attribute a whole body of work to both a person but also a region and a school that began in Zanesville, Ohio, moved down to Ironton, Ohio. It just is such an important example of American stoneware, and we are just quite simply thrilled to offer it for sale in our July 20th Stoneware and Redware auction.